Hi everybody, I'm Dean Snyder. My wife Loretta and I are the owners of SnyderHealth.com. I'd like to take this moment to thank you for visiting our website, for watching this video, and to personally welcome you into our home. The purpose for this video is to show you just how easy it is to hook up your new Jupiter water ionizer. Today we're going to begin with the Jupiter Melody, because this is the model that we own in our house. So the first thing we're going to do is unpack our ionizer and take a look at all the parts. Okay, so obviously the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our box, and you'll find that in the top of the box we're going to see a styrofoam cover. In this cover you'll find some components. This is your stainless steel spout, which will hook up to your unit. This will be your drinking water spout. You'll also find your faucet diverter. This is the diverter that's going to hook up to your faucet. You'll find some testing solution here. The testing solution is to test the water once we're done hooking up the machine, and you have 3 test tubes that we'll use to do those tests with. So now we'll remove the styrofoam top, and inside the box you'll find the Jupiter Ionizer along with a package that contains the hoses that you'll need and some paperwork, your warranty card, also the instruction manual, and a video for you to watch. So we're just going to take that and set it off on the side. We're going to reach in the box, grab our Melody, set it up on the counter, and we'll have a closer look at it. When we first get a look at the front of the unit, we can see that there's really nothing too complicated going on. As a matter of fact, the simplicity of the front panel is what makes the ionizer so easy to operate. The top of the unit is where we're going to attach our stainless steel drinking water spout. We have our LCD display, and under that is our main control panel with 4 buttons which control the operation of the unit. There's the acid water selector button, the alkaline water selector button, a purify only button for non-ionized water, and the Melody sound button. And at the bottom we have our water flow control valve, which allows us to control the flow rate of the water going into the machine. The Melody is actually a very nice looking model which goes really well with just about any decor. It might actually become the best looking appliance in your kitchen. Now let's flip it over and take a look at the back. At the top of the back of the unit there's a calcium port for the optional calcium cartridge. Below that you'll find 3 keyhole slots, which gives you the option of mounting the ionizer on a wall if you so choose to do that. There's the main volume control knob, which you can adjust with a small screwdriver. This allows you to raise or lower the sound volume to your desired level. Above that you'll find your fuse housing in case of a blown fuse, and there's an extra one included with the unit, and above that is the unit's main power supply button. The bottom of the unit is where we're going to attach our 2 main hoses, and we have 2 main ports that we're going to use to attach those hoses to. We have our tap water inlet port here and our acid water output port right over here. Attaching the hoses is really simple. Take your white 1/4" hose and push it firmly into the tap water port, and take your 3/8" gray hose and fit it snugly over the acid water outlet port. And that's it. We are done with the bottom. So now that you've hooked up the 2 hoses, what you want to do is find a spot for the ionizer somewhere relatively close to the sink. In our house we found the perfect place, right behind the sink. Now we're going to move on to hooking up the rest of the unit. First, we're going to take our stainless steel tube and simply thread it into the top portion of the unit. We want to make sure that it's nice and tight so we don't have any leaks. Next, we're going to remove the aerator from the end of the faucet, which you could usually do by hand but may require a crescent wrench if it's being stubborn. And we're going to replace that with the faucet diverter. Make sure that it's nice and tight, and use a piece of Teflon plumber's tape if water leaks from the connection. Once that's done, we're going to remove the compression nut from the diverter and slide it over the opposite end of the white 1/4" tap water hose. Take the end of the hose and push it firmly onto the nipple, and then screw the compression nut back into place. The end of the acid water hose simply needs to lay in the sink basin. You'll notice that the Ionizer comes with a 3-prong grounded plug, and the safest place to plug that in would be to use a GFI protected outlet, kind of like the one you see here. Once we're plugged in, we're going to go ahead and turn on the unit by switching on the unit's main power supply button. This is when you'll see the unit's LCD display come to life. Now we're ready to turn on the water and test all of our connections. First, let's position our stainless steel hose over the sink. Then we'll turn the flow control valve about 1/3 of the way open. Next, we'll turn on the water to a nice, easy flow. And last, we'll turn the handle on the faucet diverter to the open position. The water begins to flow through the machine, and the LCD display will then light up, showing you all the different functions of the Ionizer, like the filter life, flow rate, water selection type, and any warnings that might come from the machine. Assuming that we've selected to produce alkaline water, about 30% of the incoming water will be in the form of acid wastewater coming from the gray hose, while about 70% of the water will come through the stainless steel hose in the form of alkaline water. To turn the unit off, simply turn the diverter's handle back to the off position and shut off the water supply. The Ionizer will then go through its self-cleaning cycle, indicated by the rotating lights on the front panel. Once the cleaning cycle is done, the machine will then turn itself off. Time to change the filter? No problem. First, remove the filter cover from the back of the unit. Then, remove the small styrofoam retainer. Next, we want to push down on the filter and pull it out top first from the compartment. Grab your new filter and insert it into place by pushing down and in, making sure the filter is seated firmly in place. Then push the small square button on the top of the compartment, which resets the filter counter. We'll put the styrofoam retainer back in place and snap the filter cover back onto the machine. Pretty easy, right? The Jupiter Melody comes with a calcium port to use with the optional calcium cartridges. Simply remove the cap, insert the calcium basket into the bottom of the cap, and reinsert the cap back into the top of the machine. This will give you an added calcium boost to your drinking water. In case of a blown fuse, simply unscrew the fuse housing cover, replace the old fuse with the extra one that comes with your machine, and screw the fuse cover back into place. And that's all there is to it. Hey, listen, in just 5 to 10 minutes you could have your Jupiter Ionizer out of the box and hooked up to the sink, producing healthy alkaline water. It doesn't get any easier than this, and really anybody can do it. Once again, my name is Dean Snyder from SnyderHealth.com. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video and for visiting our website today. And I want to let you know that if you have any questions whatsoever about purchasing and owning one of your very own Jupiter water ionizers, you can call me toll-free at 877-356-2508. I'll be happy to help you with any questions that you might have. I'm wishing you and your family the happiest and healthiest of lifestyles. Goodbye.
Ionized water is very healthy and delicious.